Welcome.
We're off. We're here.
Yeah, we're finally, it's a bit surreal, but we are fully, officially on our lap.
Yeah, we're actually day 5 today. So
as you can tell, I'm glowing a bit.
Anyway, we're off. We're here. We're already in. Well, we're actually in the York Peninsula. We're not quite in the middle of South Australia yet. But as I said, we're day 5, and we are well and truly in holiday mode.
Yeah. It took a little bit to sort of wind down, but, you know, especially for you, because you finished work very late into the piece and then basically took off. So I'd had a couple of weeks already off work through the Christmas period. But the point of this episode was actually just to touch base with you guys and to sort of let you know where we're at and what we're doing. Yeah. And for all the brand new followers, thank you for starting to follow our channel first and foremost.
And welcome.
Yeah, welcome. If you don't know who we are, I'm Troy and this is Laura, my fiancée Laura. This is a bit about us and a bit about our journey. It could be anywhere, doing anything. So thanks for stopping by, and if you find that you like our channel, we really appreciate you subscribing and keeping up to date.
Following along. Yeah. So a bit about us. So how we met. Troy and I met in September 2020, so just over 3 years ago. Online, we met on Tinder Swindler. in full lockdown mode. Yeah, we were in lockdown. Yeah. We were both down the country, so Troy was at the farm and I was at my parents' place. The
universe had come together, so to speak, with COVID, with Laura not being able to travel around Australia with Coco. Essentially, that's what happened.
Yep.
She was supposed to go around Australia with Coco, and she had her own little blog going on YouTube there, and I also had a 4-drive channel a long time ago with a friend of mine, and we basically, COVID hit and we basically were locked down, and that's how we met online and started chatting, and then we caught up at the pub when the regional areas opened.
That's right.
And we just hit it off.
It's funny because Troy had a Hilux and he was very much into bush camping, and I had a Nissan Navara and a caravan. So
she was 4-5-star. I was like real bush camp.
Yeah. So at the time it was just Coco and I, and we met, and now it's not just Coco and I, it's Troy, Buster. He's got a Kelpie called Buster, and your son.
Yeah.
Harrison.
Yeah. And we bring Dad along on the adventures as well, which he absolutely loves, and it helps us out a bit too. He looks after the farm when we're not around, and he gets to enjoy, you know, coming to these wonderful destinations, which he probably wouldn't do by himself. So that's
King Billy, who we refer to
KB
during the channel. All right, so that's a little bit about us. We did get engaged last year when we were in South Australia in February last year, so it's nearly been a year. And we are getting married on our anniversary of when we met in September this year, so we've got a big 2024 ahead.
We do. And just to touch base on that, I've got a few comments about having a ring on, and this is Laura come up with the idea as, oh, well, you should have an engagement ring as well, so this is my engagement / wedding ring.
Well, that's it. We don't do things traditionally, and because we were having like a year and a half until our wedding, I said, well, it'd be really nice if you wore a wedding ring, a ring too, so it looks like...
She was locking me down real early in the piece.
We are quite official, which we are. Anyway, that's it. So
that's us in a nutshell.
And no babies. Okay, let's just get that out right now.
I know there was a bit of confusion on a few weeks ago, an episode about Laura not eating oysters, and we got a few comments, and even family have messaged us and said, and friends, you know, what's going on. You know, Laura doesn't like seafood at all, so and the other reason why she wasn't drinking is because she was on call that week through that New Year's Eve period, and she needs to manage staff coherently. Yeah. So she didn't drink. That's the answer to that.
In that episode of Marimbula, I just wasn't feeling well that whole day. So you're going to see that throughout the journey, where both of us aren't going to be ourselves 100% of the time.
Yeah, it's not always going to be happy days, and we tend to try to, you know, just accept the fact that things don't always go right, and we'll try to film as much of that as we can, because we want that to be the reality of our show, because stuff happens, and I suppose it just makes you a bit more resilient.
All right, That's it. That's us. Okay, let's move on to our channel. So we called this channel Journey Unknowns. As Troy mentioned, we both had our own channels previously, but we had to come up with a channel for us. And at the time, most of Victoria was locked down, most of the country was locked down, and so we didn't really know what to call the channel in terms of what we're going to be doing all the time. Now, because we got a farm and we camp and we caravan and we, you know, we're just
go
out
overseas,
and about.
or we journey around a fair bit.
We decided to call the channel Journey Unknown because we never know what we're going to be doing. So it's not
Or
always
filming.
going to be, it's not always going to be a big lap as such. We're going to show you some stuff
Behind the scenes.
back at the farm or when we go on cruises.
And you don't even need to be a Patreon. We just film and you get to see it for free.
Exactly. So currently we have just over 6,000 subscribers, which is amazing. Like to get to that before we even go on our big lap is awesome.
Not just subscribers, actually really genuine people.
Genuine people that follow us and send us really amazing comments and
unbelievable. I've got
questions.
Goosebumps just thinking about it. They do send some amazing comments.
Yeah.
And it makes it worthwhile because it sort of doesn't just feel like, you know, Troy and Laura's show. It feels like a bit of a community that we're building.
And our whole family are involved as well.
Yeah.
And people reach out and they say that we love watching Harrison and King Billy and Coco and Molly, so that's really good. So we will feature them more in our videos.
Yep.
Another couple of points about our channel. We're not sponsored, okay? We never will be. We don't sell products and we don't want to sell products. We don't want to interrupt your episodes with any sort of merchandise or new thing that's come on board. We buy everything. Everything that you see we buy with our own money, and we will tell you whether it's good or crap.
Yeah. There was also a few comments from people. We were invited to Great Aussie Caravan
Conference
to launch their new vans basically, and they invited us. They said, "Do you want to come along?" We were happy to come along and have a look at the new vans. We're looking at building another van as well once we finish this trip. So we were like, yeah, let's definitely go. And the conversation went like, oh, you know, you guys are going to some amazing places. Can we use some of your content, your videos or your photos? And we're like, yeah, no problem. We did not get one thing, not anything, and we don't expect anything.
So we don't get any monetary incentive from that.
It might look that way on camera, but before you jump down our throats and say, oh my God, Troy's saying ages ago that he wasn't going to be sponsored and push products and all that. Well, I haven't pushed any product. We'll tell you if it's good, we'll tell you if it's bad. And the other thing to note is you have to put paid promotion on your videos. If you do sell things or you're working with someone.
It'll say up the top here on the screen includes paid promotion, so we don't have
that's a legal requirement and you'll get big fines if you don't do it. So if you see that on our episodes, then rip down my throat and have a go at us. But at this stage, we are just quite happy to film what we do, and it's more relatable to you guys because we pay exactly what you pay and we travel probably exactly like you do, apart from the fact that we're doing it full time. So that's that.
Now, in saying that, the only thing that we ask for is that you just watch our ads. That's we get paid by YouTube based on the ads that are watched. So I know there's some skippable ads that you can go through. If you can just watch them, that's all we ask for. Because
if you have the time to watch them, or even just let them run in the background.
Go to the toilet, whatever.
Grab a drink or whatever. Just let it run through, because that's what helps us hugely. That's how we get paid from YouTube, and it makes it a bit worthwhile to be able to put some diesel in the car and stuff like that.
And to give you an example, December was our best month ever, and we actually made $1,850, which doesn't sound like a lot, but it actually is to us, just from editing.
It all adds up.
And creating videos. So we made $1,850 for December, and December was huge because of the amount that advertisers will pay to have their videos on YouTube. So, and
I suppose a lot of people are sitting back at Christmas time watching and stuff like that. So we did get a lot of traction for that month, and we want to keep building on that.
That's right.
So like Laura said, you know, unfortunately you won't get sold t-shirts or any of that other stuff. And let me also say, we are super wrapped for any other YouTuber to be doing that. That's their choice,
yeah,
and that's what funds their trip.
That's right.
And we have nothing against anyone else that does it. We just don't want to do it.
Yeah.
And
we don't want to be like everyone else.
No.
We do our own thing. We still have full-time jobs, actually.
We do.
So we don't really rely on the other income. And hopefully down the track we won't need to.
Yeah.
But for now, this is how we are. All right. Planning the trip. So when did we start planning the trip?
Oh, good. So pretty much since we met.
2 years ago? Yeah, pretty much.
We both had, I'd been to Cape York and done the old Tully Track full driving and a few other places, Fraser Island, all that sort of stuff. And Laura had done a fair bit of South Australia, New South Wales,
Northern Territory. Yeah.
So we've individually, in our own right, we've done a fair bit of travelling, even Tasmania, done the west coast of that. So we knew what we both wanted to do, and that was travel together as a family.
Yeah.
And we're doing that. But it did take a long time to set up, and in hindsight I'm pretty rapt that it happened that way, because if you've gone back through our episodes, we had a lot of van issues that we had to tinker with and get right and fix. We had issues with the car, the brand new car, that we had to sort out to make sure that it drove well, towed well, and all that sort of stuff.
So we got the Land Cruiser 300 in May 2022, and it was stock standard. It's a GXL. And we were going to take it 6 weeks around Australia with our new caravan that we were supposed to pick up in June 2022. Now, the caravan wasn't ready. It actually happened on my birthday and I was devastated. So we decided to leave the Land Cruiser at home, and we took my Nissan Navara and our rooftop tent around Australia for 6 weeks.
Yeah.
We roughed it, and thank God we did, because if we had just hooked up the car to the caravan,
it would have been a difficult trip.
Yeah, it would have been more comfortable.
Yeah,
but God,
you really need to know your van.
You need to do so many shakedown trips before you venture off on your big lap. That's all we can tell you. That's the best advice we can give you.
100%.
Do as many shakedown trips on grid, off grid, as much as you can.
Yep.
How do we get to this point? So because we got the Land Cruiser 300, you sold your Toyota Hilux, and then down the track we still had 3 cars, so we didn't need my Nissan Navara because you've got your work van.
Yep.
So I sold my Nissan Navara, and we put the money from the Navara aside for this trip.
Yep.
Okay, so if you're wondering how did we fund this trip, we've got the money from the sale of my car here.
Yep.
That's it. We haven't sold houses, we haven't sold the farm.
We'd saved a bit of money up too.
Yeah, we did. Yeah,
so
we have.
So you had some funds, but there was one thing that we really didn't want to do is basically sell the farm pardon the pun. But we didn't want to do that. We want to hold on to our assets and have something to come back to. And so everything that you see is self-funded, basically.
Yep. So Troy's got his factory that he works out of, so that's yours. You've got the farm as well, so we've got a mortgage on that too, and we purchased Ceduna, a big block of land together, and in Ceduna, which we also pay. So we've got 3 mortgages.
Yeah.
And we're still managing to travel somehow.
Yeah, it's about just trying to save. If it's something that you want to do and you don't want to go down the track of selling your house like a lot of people do, it's doable, but it's just going to take time. You just be patient.
And if we want to do this continuously full time, then we might need to make a decision like that, or rent out the farm or the factory. But for now, we just do what we can.
Yeah, regardless of where we are and what we're doing, even if we're working full time, we're still out doing trips.
Exactly.
As you've seen, we've basically done the whole of Victoria.
Which brings us to the next point. So we have camped around Victoria, New South Wales, South Australia many times, and you will see a whole heap of videos on our channel of where we've been. And, you know, we need to thank you guys because you've given us a lot of appreciation for how much we've shown Victoria.
Yeah.
Because one thing actually we have found with a lot of other YouTubers is they bypass Victoria because it's either too cold, it's the wrong season, or they don't know where to camp.
Yeah.
And being not able to travel interstate because we're working, we had to go around Victoria as much as we could, and we actually found some amazing free camps and caravan parks that we stayed at, and you guys have gone and stayed at as well.
Yeah, that's very true. Unfortunately, Victoria hasn't had the best of weather for the last few years, so that hasn't really helped the cause. But we still get out there. There's episodes out there where it's pouring rain, and we're like, Laura's trying to tow a caravan in the super wet.
Yeah. All right, budget and timeline. So our budget for this trip is we're actually working off $8,000 a month. Now that might sound a lot to you guys, but as I just mentioned, we have 3 mortgages back at home that we are paying for while on the road, and obviously our day-to-day expenses with direct debits and monthly living costs. Then we've got some money to travel. So it's going to be really interesting to see how quickly we go through that $8,000, and that will determine our timeline.
Yeah.
So our budget is going to be completely different to everyone else's. You know, if we had sold a house and stuff, we'd have a pool of money that we can just, you know, live the dream and go to pubs and all that, but we can't. So if you want to travel Australia, then we'll give you the actual facts and figures of how much it costs us each week to move along around state to state. So which direction are we going, babe?
We're going clockwise. So
that's a big question that we got asked a lot by people.
Which way
are we going?
What was that? It's more to do with the seasons.
The season,
and the time that we left. And I'll tell you what, where we are now, it is scorching hot.
It is.
So we're so grateful. It's taking us a bit to get used to it because obviously Victoria hasn't been that great, but
and there's no wind today as well, so beautiful. It's a beautiful day, but it takes some time to get used to this constant heat day in, day out, and also at night when you're trying to go to sleep. But yes, we are heading clockwise, and the reason we chose that is, like Troy said, because of the season. What's the date today? 16th of January. 16th? Yeah, 16th of January. So we're still in school holidays time, and there's no one here.
Yeah, it's so quiet.
It's amazing.
There's probably a handful of vans here.
We're just outside Point Turton, which, if you watch a lot of YouTubers, this is the place to come. We're actually not staying at the Point Turton Caravan Park. We're staying at a free camp.
Which you'll see on the weekend episodes.
Yeah, you'll see that coming up. But very surprised that there's not many people here. And one of the reasons we travelled at this time, we wanted to travel at this time, is because we want to go around Esperance and South Australia and the Nullarbor in our summer.
Yeah.
Moving on. So yes, we're heading west, and another reason we wanted to travel at this time is because I want to go on a whale watching tour, and not the whale sharks up at up at Exmouth. I'm actually wanting to go and see the orcas that come through southern Australia around January to April, and that's over at Bremer Bay in WA. So I love killer whales, so I'm super stoked to get on a boat and go out and see those. And I was already so stoked when we saw dolphins this morning out on the beach here. Who's joining us? So you're going to see a few people come along for the ride.
Yeah, so obviously we have Dad and Harrison that will be with us on certain legs of the trip. Harrison, if you don't know, we share custody with Harrison's mum at 50% of the time, so he's with us week on, week off, and we have a great relationship with his mum, and we're able to, you know, take him for an extended period of time, and then she'll have him for a little bit longer. It sort of works out really well. So they'll be with us on certain legs of the trip. I think we have your sister coming.
Yeah, my sister's flying into Esperance for a week, and then we get some time to ourselves before your dad and Harrison come back.
Yeah. So that's all at this stage. We wanted your parents to come, but they've got a bit on. They run a bed and breakfast.
Yeah,
so.
And because we're getting married in September, and we're actually getting married in Darwin, a lot of people have to factor in, you know, flights and time off and money to come to the wedding. So
right.
Mum and Dad would love to be here with us right now, but yeah. Sorry, Mum. Sorry, Dad. You're at home.
You'll have to look back at the Northern Territory episodes that we took Laura's parents. That was pretty fun.
Exactly. Alright, so what's the plan from here? Obviously we're going to do our normal main episode each weekend, so we're probably looking at about Sunday 8 o'clock. That seems to work well for us. It gives me the weekend to fix any editing that I need to do, and also gives time to upload. So it actually takes about 6 hours of the day to upload an episode.
Yep.
And yeah, so you just have to hang around while that does its thing. So every Sunday you'll see a new episode of where we've travelled, and every Wednesday night, if we can, we're going to upload a midweek facts and figures episode.
Yeah. So the reason why we wanted to do this is, one, to give you some real time of where we're at and what things are costing, because obviously prices fluctuate. Fuel's dropped down a little bit, which has been fantastic. And we've got the time to do it now because we're not working at the moment.
Wednesday night episodes are going to be about where we've been, how it's gone, a bit of behind the scenes stuff that we're not just going to put in our normal episodes.
Yeah.
And that's probably more going to be like travelling days, how much fuel's costing us, and we'll give you a rundown of what the week has cost us: groceries, eating out, accommodation and fuel. So you'll get to see it as we go.
That's it.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
You'll get to see if Laura and I have had a fight, or whether it's all happy days. Dealing
with kids, dealing with dogs, dealing with in-laws, dealing with your dad, you and your son. Like it's quite a mixed bag. And then obviously when my sister comes too, there'll be that element where me and my sister have a love-hate relationship sometimes. So but this episode was purely to tell you that we're off, we're here, we're doing it, and everything you're going to see along the way.
That's right.
We've got so many followers that are so excited, and it makes us more pumped and wanting to create more episodes. And I've been saying to Troy, I need to edit, and it's hard because it's beautiful and sunny out there. And I need quiet time, and you don't get that when there's 4 people here and 2 dogs.
There's actually quite a lot going on, and it's funny to say that considering that you think you'd be just kicking back on a deck chair or whatever, but when the weather's so good and you just make the most of it, every single part of it. So we've stopped to come and film this episode, and we're going to be straight out in that water. Yeah,
the guys have actually gone into town to get a few things, and they've taken Molly, and Coco's asleep on the bed here. So we've actually got some time to ourselves just to get this done, which is great. And I can edit this pretty quickly for you guys for tomorrow night. But you were saying we don't, like, there is relaxation time. I did finish a book But there's also things that are happening, like you'll see in an upcoming episode that our diesel heater stuffed up and flooded our van, right?
Stay tuned for that one.
What else happened?
Hang on, we can't reveal too much. You'll give it away too much.
No, I'm just trying to think.
There's always something happening. As you know, you see it when we put our videos out there. We don't hide anything, really. And
then your new toy, I guess. Yeah. So Troy got a new toy, and it's the weight of that. It's trying to maneuver that and use it. So lots more to come, so stay tuned.
Yeah. And as always, thank you so much for your support, your ongoing support, your comments. They're fantastic. They really make us. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. Think about hitting that button and watching the adverts. That helps us hugely. Like we always say, we don't ask for anything more. Just subscribe and watch the ads.
Yep. And thank you to everyone that's already watched our Marimbula episode that came out Sunday night. That's going great guns. I hope you guys enjoyed that. And the next main episode you will see is our first week on the road on the lap. So that's exciting. One thing that has already been a massive payoff and benefit is the fact that we've got Starlink. So if we didn't have Starlink, we wouldn't be able to respond to you guys from all your comments. We wouldn't be able to upload episodes. We wouldn't be able to check
you'd have to be in town.
Yeah, we'd have to be at the caravan park.
We wouldn't be out here. This is no service out here whatsoever. So.
Yeah. So if you're gonna travel Australia, get Starlink without a doubt.
If you can afford it.
Yep. All right. That's it.
Bye for now.
We'll see you on Sunday. I just remembered we forgot to show you how we are living in the van. So there's technically 3 adults. Harrison's an adult now. To caravan parkers. Yeah, because most caravan parks are 12 and under, so now I just consider him as an adult because he's 14. But this is how we live in our van. Oh my god. So Troy's going to pretend to be reading a book. What are you reading? Mum got you that book.
This is just for the mother-in-law to see.
Oh yeah, what's it about?
I don't know. I'm going to read it this trip.
Yeah. Alright, so this is our bed. You would have seen this. Coo, you're so tired, darling. All that swimming, hey? That's good. We do keep the van fairly clean. Troy did vacuum the floors last night, but they're a little bit... How are you going this morning? We bought this yesterday because one thing that you run out of quickly is water, and to have good drinking water is a necessity, so we got 10 litres of that. Battery is at 55%, 30 amps coming in the solar, so that'll top up soon. Dishwasher is amazing. Like, I don't know how many times we've done the dishes, but that is actually a lifesaver for arguments of who does the dishes, and it's a time saver. Charging station's going well, so we've got our Starlink, iPad, Harrison's AirPods, our watches go there. King Billy has gone to get us some more coffee pods. Alright, this is our fridge. So it's not overly packed, and the good thing about that is that you've got proper airflow. This is something that you guys might be interested in. So we have this kind of sandwich salad making container, which you might have seen on our channel before. So we've got some goodies in here, so some ham, chicken loaf, tomatoes, lettuce, different types of cheeses, some bacon pieces, whatever we've got on the go we put in there, and we can make wraps pretty quickly. So it's very handy when you are doing a drive day. Freezer's just got all our frozen veggies in it. All our frozen meat is actually in our car fridge, so we've got that on freezer at the moment. Up here in our cupboards are our containers. So on the left here you've got Troy's box of goodies, my box of goodies, and then Harrison's box of goodies and the cereal he likes to eat. So we've got our own cupboards and our own snack containers, so you know exactly where to go, because up here is our main pantry. So this is stocked pretty nicely. Brought all our Sistema containers from home, so we've got some spaghetti, I've got some baking stuff at the back there, oats, panko breadcrumbs, corn flour for when Troy does catch fish, some pasta, Vita Wheats, biscuits, nuts, snacks, and then up here is just some other food items for when we need them, and our bread. So that's the main pantry for cooking. Over here we have our calendar and our shopping list whiteboard. So we go through every day and cross off what day of the week it is, and then say tonight we're at Berners Beach and tonight we're having a barbecue. So I'll need to get the barbecue items out of the freezer so they can defrost for tonight's dinner. Moving into the back, so Coco sleeps here. She's very much settled into sleeping through the night now. I think she's so exhausted, as you can see, swimming and running around with Molly, that come night time, by literally 7 o'clock, they're both wanting to go to bed. So Kui sleeps down here. Just leave the Starlink box there and our washing bag on the side. Harrison's bed is all set up. He's got a fan, a portable fan that sits in there. His light, got his blind up because it's quite hot in here. And this is his backpack for the car. So he puts all his bits and pieces in there and he just takes it from the car to his bedroom when he needs it. In the bathroom, the toilet, all our towels are hanging up there. And this is our new addition, this shelf. So I wanted that put in so the hand wash and the flower arrangement and air freshener is all out the way, which it is. And then you can put stuff down the side here if you need to. But that works really well. And then the shower. It's nice to have a shower and look out at the sky with our nice containers. So yeah, plenty of room in there. So that's our setup. I'll quickly show you outside. So we've just had our barbecue out here the whole time. But yeah, we just have our awning out, we've got the mat out. King Billy's camper trailer is all set up there. And this is home, but you'll see this on the next episode. So I won't show you too much more. Alright. Are you actually reading?
Yeah.
Okay.
One last note, thanks so much for all the well wishes for when that drone nearly took my life the other week.
Your life.
It's healed up really well, actually.
It has.
So it might be right for the wedding. He did say there was going to be scars, but I'm not sure. It might be alright. So thank you very much.
Yeah. This is the calm before the storm, because you can see here King Billy and Harrison and Molly are actually just driving in. So the chaos will begin.
There goes my peace and quiet.